I decided to do a DIY project and I'm very excited. What I made exactly is an egg tumbler, and what this does is it imitates the cichlid mother's way of hatching the eggs. So the cichlid mother holds it in her mouth and they tumble in her mouth, and that's the way oxygen gets to the eggs, and that's the way they stay alive. Now this right here allows you to strip the mother, about 2 weeks prior from holding, and you separate the eggs and then you put them in here. It's like a small incubator. You could choose which, the length and everything. I chose the larger length because if they do hatch, they got a little bit more volume to move around in. But then again, you could always do the small too. This was going to be my chamber, but I thought it was a little too small. It's perfect size, but I find it a little too small. But people will like it. For those who want to make a lot more, smaller the better, because you can make a lot more egg tumblers. All I need is really 3. So, I'm okay with that. Yeah, obviously you don't want to make it too long because there's no point of that. Just keep it at, I think this is about 5 inches and this one's about 3 inches. So that kind of gives you like a guideline right there. So what this does, what you do exactly is when you're putting this together, you buy all these parts from Home Depot, by the way. They're just connectors for tubes. I think these are, I can't remember the size, but you go there, you try on some things, fittings and stuff like that. But this right here, right, it's called, I'm actually following this right here. It's actually called the fluorescent light plastic cover. It's going to be the electronic aisle. I went to the PVC aisle, trying to look for this for about 15 minutes. Took me a while. And then I asked an associate, and they're like, how it's in the electrical area where the lightings and stuff is. And that's exactly where it was. It was where the fixtures were. So don't waste your time going to the wrong aisles and stuff. I did that. I should have asked earlier. So that's what this is. It's a long, clear tubing. It's about 4 feet, I believe, 5 feet. And you basically just cut it up into segments of what you want to use. Now right here, what you do is you put a mesh here, so almost like a window mesh, right? Those mosquito meshes, whatever you want to call it. You put it over here, then you want to lock it into place by putting the tube in there. So now, it's going to be nice and tight, and it's going to be inside, it's going to be a nice mesh. With that said, the eggs are going to sit on that because you don't want the eggs going through the mesh, so you want to get a nice fine grid one. You don't want the eggs going escaping out, or you don't want to have you want to put a mesh mainly because the eggs will escape and it's gonna get out. So you have to have a mesh when you're making the egg tumbler, so you got to get that. It's really cheap out there. I think Home Depot sells it, but I don't need it because my dad's actually gonna grab it from me from work. So I saved a few cents there. Doesn't matter. I was gonna get it when Dad's like, don't worry, I got it. So I'm waiting on him to actually come back so I can finish completing this, but I'm pretty much done 95% of this. So with that said, you do that, put the mesh in. You want to have a mesh on this end too, so you don't want fish coming in there and poking at your eggs. So you want to have a mesh here, so it gives you about 2.5 inches clearance from your eggs to be safe from other fish. If you are putting this in a different tank, if you're not, then you don't need it. And then you want to attach it like this. You want to put a mesh on this end here too, just so if you do have a lot of pressure coming up from the air stone, which I'll explain in a second, then the eggs won't escape through here and go out of here and go into the main tank. So you want to have mesh here from stopping the fish, resting the eggs. Here, mesh from disabling the eggs to escape the chamber. And then what you do is kind of close. Put that in. So right here, how this works is you put your air tubing all the way in here, and it obviously goes through it. You want to have your air stone just about here, this area, so it just there's enough pulling force, and it works just like a sponge filter. If you know how a sponge filter works, it's exactly the same concept. You put the air stone here, it's gonna draw bubbles out, and the water pressure is gonna build up and go all the way out the same way. So just like a sponge filter, it's just air driven. Same thing here. The same concept with an egg tumbler. Now you want to adjust the airflow accordingly, because you don't want too much pressure going through it, because then the eggs will start going crazy. And the one thing you want to be careful about, eggs are very fragile, like very, very fragile. So if you have it really high pressure, what happens is your eggs could get bruised as they hit the corners, as it hits the ground, hits everything. So you want to be very careful. Just have limited, very ever so slightly air going through it, just so it just barely moves. You just want to have enough rattling in the eggs so that oxygen can get through them and everything looks good. if you notice, this is apart from this, if you notice that some of your eggs in your egg tumbler are turning white or have like a fungus foamy kind of thing growing on the egg, you want to get it out as soon as possible because it's a fungus. What that means is, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, the only way you get a fungus is if you don't have enough aeration through that one egg. So it's not getting enough oxygen, and what happens, the egg dies out, and I believe fungus grows on it. And fungus is able to catch onto other eggs. So if you see one fungus in a group of eggs, you want to get that one egg out because it could spread easily. So you gotta be very keen to attention with your eggs. But hey, it's always fun to see them because you see the whole formation of how, the evolution of being an egg to getting to forming to a fry, an actual baby, whatever the fish may be. So that's pretty cool. So that's my DIY. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you got any questions, hit me up. I'll let you guys know how this works. I'm gonna build about 3-4 of these, so it seems pretty cool. Yeah, so that's that, and I'm gonna show you guys exactly who I'm not copying. I'm just taking this as reference from another person that's done this, and to be honest with you, this is probably one of the best designs I've seen as far as an egg tumbler. Like, it looks very sleek. Doesn't look like it's crap or anything. It looks pretty professional once you take all these the barcode and everything off. But usually this is supposed to be white, but they come in gray now because the Home Depot the Home Depot that's near my house only has these stock wise. So I could care less. It's more of if it does a job, it does a job. This is not going to go in the main tank anyways. It's just more of a keeps the babies safe and allows the mother to breed 2 weeks earlier and stuff like that. So it saves a lot of time and less stress for the mother, so she could eat more often, so she doesn't get really weak. I didn't copy, but like, I took this as reference. This is all the supplies you need. This is the tubing. Sorry, this is the mesh. The tubing's right here. The connectors, which are called couplings, if you needed to know. These are the exact sizes for both the couplings and the PVC elbow. Like I said, it's a plastic cover. If you want to go on the Zach website, the link's right here. I'll link it in the video actually, just to make it easier. But the links are going to be provided. Check it out if you really want to do a nice egg tumbler design, making it. This guy gives you the best step-by-steps because he shows you every step taken. So you can see, this is what I'm going to be doing once my dad brings a mesh. Just these little things, tight it in. This I'm not going to be doing. I'm going to figure a way how to make it just hang. That's how it looks when both are connected, just like these two right here. And then he has an extended tube, which is the small one here. It could be either or. It doesn't matter. Just have enough space so that your air stone could go halfway at least, or a little bit more in. Because the deeper the air stone, the more pressure, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So you want to have just enough, breathing space there. Then this is the end, obviously. That's the right angle one, 90 degrees. Yeah, it's just a PVC elbow. I think that's about it. And once that's there, it's done. This is him showing it in his tank, so that's like right there. It doesn't look ugly or anything. It's just it does its job. It's efficient, and he actually has pictures with eggs in it, so it's pretty cool. So you guys could see like a guideline of how this actually works. So it tumbles eggs like that. He may have a little bit more pressure than I would like, just because when the eggs fly like that, right? When the pressure goes for whatever reason, it's gonna fall right down. It's gonna tumble right down. So you wanna be very careful. But you can see the air stone right here driving the air up. So it's the exact same thing I was telling you guys. It just drives up. I think that's about it. Just the rest are just comments of how it works, stuff like that, those little things. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's a pretty long video. I didn't expect it to be 9 minutes, but I want to give you guys the best review of exactly what to do with this thing. If you're a breeder, this is almost required. You may not need it in the first few, batches, but once your fish get to adequate size and you got enough females, you're gonna start needing this. And if you want to mass produce a lot of fish, you're gonna need this. Sorry. So yeah, that's that. Hope you guys enjoyed the review and kind of the little step-by-step of what I've done, how to make this. Parts are all from Home Depot. I think I said that. If I didn't, it's from Home Depot. You could also get them from Rona or any other hardware store. I don't think Walmart has this, but you could try there. I think that's about it. When I get this thing set up, I'll show you guys in my next video. So stay tuned, subscribe if you want to see the few other videos I'm gonna be releasing soon. Yeah, so that's that. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Rate, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. If you got any questions, I'll be more than happy to help you guys in my next video if need be, or just PM me. Okay, guys, take care.